This is a Memorial Team how-to. Really quick and easy. I'll walk you through it step by step. First thing you check is their name. Be sure that junior, senior, third, fourth is in the proper place. If it's behind the name, it probably is. Listed as suffix. To make that go away, just click on the name again. And what we are going to do is try to find a photo. So, open a new tab. Drag it down to the bottom here. Cut it in half. Cut that page in half. Pull that one up. Go to vvmf.org. And do a search. Do not be fooled by this little thumbnail that pops up. 9 times out of 10, that is not the correct photo. You have to go to the link. And you see there, he does not have a photo listed. While you're there, verify the date of death. And this one says 10/30/68. And we have it as 11/30/68. So correct the date. Click save. Excuse me. We still do not have a photo, so let's try find a grave. He died in 1968. Looks like no photo, but we did find his cemetery, which is already on his profile. So, if you wanted to go one more step, you can try Ancestry.com. Come on, Ancestry. Bring that up full size so you can see. Bye. And it's J. Roco. Probably not him, but let's take a look here. Nope. That would be female, wouldn't be him. So, we still do not have a photo. However, we do have everything else. We have his year's birth, hometown. Date of death is corrected. On some of our profiles, especially on Marines, you will find that in conflict, it's listed as World War II. That happened when we did a move in our database, and somehow it ended up with Vietnam War being in World War II profiles. So if you're working on a World War II profile, please check that. And you come down here and it has virtual wall, copy and paste. Virtual wall copy and paste cannot be on our website for any reason whatsoever. The only part we can keep, which is part of the public record, is his ID number and start of tour date. Everything else is already on the profile in the correct areas. So click that. He has his ribbons, he has his unit, he does not have combat history. Wikipedia has this wonderful database for Vietnam. And if you go over here, combat operations for Vietnam. Helps if I can spell. And you can search by year. And this would be 1968. And if you go and grab his unit, he was with the 1-5. Go back over to Wikipedia. Do a Control F, it will bring up a search. And in search, type 1st Battalion. 5th Marines. And it will bring up all the operations that list that unit for that time frame. So scroll down to the date, which would be in October, where you have the little highlight here. October 23rd in North Central Quang Nam. Make sure that's where he was. And it was. So the operation was Operation Henderson Hill. Go over here. Type in 1968. And the battle. And it should pop up. Click that. Make sure the dates are correct, that he was there. Because sometimes the battle continued after they were killed and into the next year. So, click that. Make the profile full again. He has his correct Vietnam memorial, but he still has no photo. So this profile is not complete, but we changed a few things. Always make an admin note of anything that you add or change or delete from a profile. Changed date of death. Deleted virtual wall. Edit battle history. And click save. Let's see if we can find one we can find a photo for, just to walk you through that. Let's try this one. All right, back to VVMF. And he has a civilian photo, which is right there. And that's a good thing. If you find a photo, and it's a civilian photo, service photos go here, civilian photos go here. It says last photo. A lot of times that is the only photo we have of somebody during grade school, during high school, or college. And unfortunately, that's the only one we have. So we go with it and make sure it goes there. If you upload the photo, go down here, click More, click Edit, and put where the photo was from. Courtesy, helps if I can spell, vvmf.org. That way, if anybody comes back and says, you have the wrong photo listed for this person, you can cite your source and go back to the source and tell them family says that this is the wrong photo. And hopefully they'll send you the correct photo and we can get that added. Alright, let's go back again. Actually, let's click the back button so we can get back to the profile. You will notice he does not have a start date for his service years. That will make this profile show up in any search for any era, for any combat, for any fallen. So it's important that we have a start of tour date. And let's see if we can find that on Kaufelt. And Kaufelt's a wonderful thing. If I can get there. You can search by name, you can search by date, you can search by ground forces, aviation forces, naval forces. So let's go by name. Larry Parker. Submit. We have to look for the date he was killed. Fresno, California has his cemetery. All right. Recovered. Start of tour date was 9/20/67. So he was not in very long. Let's see if it has how long he was in. It does not. Like the service less than 0 years. So it was in less than a year. It's toward the end of the year, so that would make him click Save. He now has a full service year. Start a tour we can put down here. We may eventually have a start of tour date available in personal details. That may be coming, but it's a ways away yet. And it has his cemetery, hometown, when and where. If you happen to come across a profile that has the operation, a lot of times this will say Vietnam War unspecified operation. That is not a conflict. That is an operation. So what you would do is click the edit, go and just type in Vietnam War, select it, and click Save. A lot of times Kaufelt will have documents attached, and they have Kaufelt database attributed to. You can download this and then upload it if you wish, but you have to attribute it back to Kaufelt. It is their requirement for use of their image. But you can also find a photo on Ancestry, and you can either do a screenshot or a download of those and upload it without having to try to get the copyright off or display one that has a copyright written across from it. And this one is marked as complete. Let's go back over to Army and see if we can find any of our problem children. If these pop up, and they do quite frequently, you can click Don't Show That Again, so while you're working on it, they don't pop back up. And this one is completely empty. So as my job, I have to do a special little thing and detach it from whoever adopted it and put it back out there for adoption. And if you would like to adopt the profile, you would click this little link right here, and it becomes yours, so you can work on it at any time. So first thing we do is try to find a photo. And no photo found there. So let's go to Find a Grave, see if we can find one. None there. Okay, let's go to Kaufelt, see if he's there. Reset form takes all the information out. All right. Since we can't find a photo, we put in the default for the correct war. Click Save. He doesn't have service years listed, so let's see if we can find out on here. Length of service, unknown years. Let's see, as a sergeant first class, he would have been at least probably 4 years. 19. Let's see, what's his birth date? That's a good way to check. Birth date is 1935. 45 would be 10. 40, 53 would be 18. Let's see, 53. Let's say he went in 20, so 1955. Put in his service branch for his brass. Okay, has his birth date, has where he was from, does not have his interment location, and the listing said not known yet. So let's see if we can find it on Find a Grave. Neither one of those are it. Let's try Ancestry. Let's see, pictures. Let's do military. and nothing at the top of that. So, if you cannot find where he was buried, click Edit, and next to Plot Coordinates, put Burial Unknown. The only chord that was allowed in Vietnam was an infantry chord for the Army. Alright, let's go back to Koffelt, find out what unit he was with. Starter tour date was August. Close anything that you don't have information for. Combat operations. Nothing listed for that unit, so put in Vietnam. You can take the time and do a search by unit on an association page. Association pages usually have combat history listed or a historian attached to it, and they may have the information you need. And it didn't take, so let me do it again. Okay. 1970. Helps if I'm on the right page. Control F for find. Team 88. Nothing listed. Chances are this was not his first tour of Vietnam, but until we can prove it, we can't add it. He has the correct memorial profile. make a note. Default photo, unit, combat, no photo or burial found. Click Save. And that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'm always here. You can reach me on Skype at any time I'm online.